A hardworking boy at the office is very busy with his work. He is sitting at the table in front of his computer. Soon after, his friends who completed their office work ask him to have a drink with them, but he rejects them. Soon after he finishes his work, he is returning home. He gets hit by a car out of nowhere and dies.
Hey, watch out!
An old man carrying a small baby in the middle of the forest is protecting him and the baby with some kind of magic. A small boy named Shin hunts 2 chickens and a boar at the jungle and pulls them in his magic circle. He lives with an old man and old women. He is reborn in this world and passed his past life on a planet named Earth. His village was attacked by a demon when he was small and the old man saved him. They can learn magic in this new world and hunt using it. 2 years later, Shin and his grandfather go to the jungle to hunt a bear demon, where Shin asks his grandfather if he can take on the bear demon. After he gets the permission, he single-handedly defeats the demon and gets praised. We see Shin after a couple of years at the day of his birthday. Shin's sister and brother came to his house to attend his birthday party, where he wishes to visit the city, and we see that his life is completely different than a normal person. He knows nothing but magic. Shin's uncle was also at the birthday party, and he was the king of that city Shin wished to visit. His uncle hands him an offer to join the Magic Academy so he can be a part of the city, which he gladly accepts. At the city, Shin wanders around and discovers things he had never seen before and saves 2 cute girls who are getting bullied by 4 boys. Shin is sitting with those 2 girls whose names are Maria and Cicely Vaughn at the table. As they are having their lunch, Shin talks to them and Cicely seemed to be liking him. Shin's grandfather, also known as Weissman, is very famous at the city, and Maria tells Shin the Weissman's grandson will be studying with them without realizing the Weissman's grandson was having a meal with them. Shin smiles. He pays the bill and goes to the academy, where he gets in a fight with one guy. He then meets the prince, son of his nephew, and they become friends. The school is conducting exams to test the students' skills, which includes both theory and the magic exam. Shin's grandfather was a great magician, and he had only seen powerful magic since he was born, and at the exam, Shin is surprised by seeing the weak magic of other students. When his turn comes, he tries his best to suppress his magic, even so he showcases a great magic among the students.
I asked you to keep your power under control, remember?
He becomes first at the exam and now has to give speech.
My name is Shin Wolford.
After that speech, Shin makes a lot of friends and takes them to his house. All students are excited to meet his grandfather, the Weissman.
This is the first time that Shin's had a reborn.
After that, Shin shows them another great magic of teleportation and surprises them. The next day at the academy, the students were asked to join a study group to promote group study. Although there were various groups to choose from, Shin decided to create his own group. He asked his teacher for permission, and his teacher granted it. Word quickly spread, and many students were excited to join his group. A crowd of students gathered around Shin, and he had become incredibly popular in a very short amount of time due to the magic he had showcased. Meanwhile, the higher-ups of the city were discussing the increasing number of artificial demons. Kurt, the noble who had taken a liking to Cicely Vaughn, was being scolded by his father and locked up in a room. Kurt was an arrogant boy, but this situation was new, and he seemed to have changed because of his new teacher, who covered his eyes. The teacher visited Kurt in his room and used magic to convince him to kill August. Kurt transformed into a demon, but Shin was able to kill him before he could harm anyone. Shin couldn't shake the feeling that he could have saved Kurt. His thoughts were consumed by what he could have done differently. Meanwhile, August and Shin had visited the king to inform him of the situation. As a result, Shin was awarded a medal for his bravery. Cicely Vaughn and Maria were walking with Shin, and he couldn't help but notice how famous he had become. However, things took a turn when the military began to suspect Storm, who was Kurt's teacher. They brought Storm in for questioning. Back at the academy, Shin noticed that 2 new members had joined his group, including Mark. Shin asked Mark to forge him a sword, and after some hesitation, he agreed. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise coming from the military base. Shin rushed to the scene and found Storm causing chaos. In the end, Shin defeated Storm and discovered that he was half demonoid and half human. Shin's grandmother is talking to Maria about Cicely Vaughn if she likes Shin. Shin tells August that Storm is still alive. August takes Shin to Mark's shop to get him the best sword to prepare him for the upcoming battles. Shin buys Cicely Vaughn a ring and Cicely is very happy, but right after he tells her he bought her the ring to protect her. This upsets Cicely and everyone is mad at Shin for being dumb. At the award ceremony, the king calls out Shin to hand him a medal. Shin is embarrassed due to that. Next day, Shin sees a lot of crowds in his home, so he decides to use the gate magic to reach the school. At the school, many students ask Shin about his magic, and Shin decides to give students a magic training. Shin takes all the students to his grandfather's home where they talk for a while. The students take their sweet time talking to Shin's grandfather and how Shin became so perfect in his magic after all. Later on, Shin returns to Mark's shop to take the sword, and as all students talk about war with another nation, Shin tells them that if war happens, he will protect them all. The enemy kingdom's king was furious, asking why their military hadn't captured their enemies yet. The military was speechless and told the king that demons attacked their soldier, causing them to retreat. This put a lot of pressure on the king. Storm appeared on the scene, and when the demon army attacked, he killed the king and attacked the soldier, and it seemed like Storm was the cause of the war. Back at the Magic Academy, the students were informed that they would be participating in a joint project with the Knights Academy. All the students were annoyed by this because the students at the Knights Academy prioritized physical strength over magic, and they teased the students at Magic Academy. During the training, Shin is surprised seeing his brother and sister as their supervisors. The Knights Academy students were very annoying and teased them on the way, but Shin showcased his power and got rid of a horde of tiger demons, making all the Knights Academy students appreciate them. The joint training continues. The Knights team and the Magic team showcase great teamwork to kill a bear demon. Shin's brother is surprised seeing Shin's magic and asks him to teach him magic, but August interrupts as it was his father's job to make sure that Shin was not used for any kind of military training. However, Maria and Cicely Vaughn show them the great magic Shin taught them. The Knights don't know how to appreciate, and they are doing their best to annoy everyone. The Knights can't fight the demon dogs, and one magic user uses her fire magic to defeat them, and the joint training session ends. Several days later, all students are training on their magic, and they decide to stay in a training camp. They decide to stay overnight at Cicely Vaughn's house and train during the day. When Shin tells his grandmother, she opposes the idea of letting guys and girls stay together overnight and tells him she will go with them along with the wise men. The students are very happy because Shin's grandpa and grandma are helping all the students train and they are getting better. Shin shows everyone a great magical tornado which surprises everyone. August asks Shin to take him to Palace, and we see August's fiancée for the first time. Her name is Elizabeth. She asks August to take her and her little sister with him. He denies, but they come to the camp anyway. After this, they all having dinner, and Cicely Vaughn says something embarrassing about her and Shin's future child without realizing. Shin also likes her and confesses her, and as they were about to kiss, everyone ruin it. They are talking about Elizabeth and August late at night, and Shin's grandma enters the room. Everyone hides.
I know you're awake, now get up and face me!
Shin meets with Cicely Vaughn at the rooftop. Shin introduces himself as her boyfriend to her mom and dad. Her mom and dad ask Shin to have an engagement with their daughter. The wise man is training all of Shin's friends and praises all of them. Shin is ready to show them a new magic. By using it, Shin flies in the sky and uses a float magic. Meanwhile, Shin tells his grandpa and grandma about the engagement, and they talk to Cicely's parents and decide their engagement, and their engagement ceremony
My dear
starts.
nephew, Shin Wolf and Cecilian von Claude, I am here this evening to bear witness to your engagement and to celebrate your joyous union.
All the students are having fun with the floating magic. Meanwhile, Maria informs Storm that they have stopped food supply in Olympral Empire, due to which poor are fighting the rich and they are all converting into demonoid. Storm was a noble in Imperial Empire known as Oliver, who wanted to help commoners. Oliver was accused for something he did not do, and his home was burned to ashes, due to which he lost control and turned into a demon. News spread that demon has attacked an empire and Shin's squad is ready to fight the demons. There's a flare gun that has been shot in the sky. Shin's squad is ready to fight the demonoid and save the kingdom. They are hitting heavy on the demonoids and giving them a hard time. It looked like our heroes were winning the battle when Storm's friends send out Maria in the battlefield. Maria entering the battlefield changes the battle upside down. Maria is able to beat all odd Shin's comrades except August and Cicely Vaughn. Cicely Vaughn is safe because she is busy healing all the injured commoners. Shin uses a very powerful magic to get rid of all the demonoids and only Maria is left. Shin faces Maria in equal battle and pro-magicians arrive which forces Maria to retreat. August forms an alliance between their kingdom and Sweet Kingdom. They all return to the city where all people are celebrating for their victory. Wiseman and Sin's grandma are happy to see the development in Shin. They all make a plan and are ready to go battle all the demonoids. They fly high in the sky using their floating magic.